This news update is brought to you by...
So, I'm meeting Rico later. Gotta check in with the girls, but first, let me check my usage on the MyLime app. Now, what should I wear? Hashtag sexy. He's here.
Welcome to the Barbados Today evening update for Tuesday, March 3rd, 2015. Thanks for joining us. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Our top story. A leading public official weighs in on the controversy surrounding last weekend's search for Karen Harris. Bishop Gerry Seale, a member of the government-appointed Committee on National Reconciliation and the Reparations Task Force, says the incident shows that solving racism in the country cannot be achieved through stereotyping and prejudices. He tells Barbados Today the issue must be discussed without emotion. Reacting to the public debate on whether a black person would have gotten the same level of response given by the country's security and emergency departments, Bishop Seale, who is also head of the Pentecostal Assemblies of the West Indies, believes that the talk may be out of perspective.
I have watched the comments on social media and in the printed media. I hope we could move past the place where we are talking stereotypes at each other and begin a conversation with each other about the serious issues of race in Barbados. I was a part of the Committee for National Reconciliation, which I think was appointed in 1998-99. And as a part of that committee, there were a number of town hall meetings. When they started out, people were shouting at each other, but by the time we got to the last town hall meeting, a conversation had begun, and people were talking with each other. And I said at the time, and I still feel that that process ended a bit prematurely, because it was the first opportunity where we had a conversation going with each other about racial issues.
Bishop Seale says the church needs to also address the race issue and stop pretending it does not exist. At the same time, Pan-Africanist and the St. Michael East MP Trevor Prescod says the incident brings to the fore clear race and class divisions in Barbados. Prescod tells Barbados Today he cannot fault the response of the white community, even as he expressed concern about how members of the black community treat each other, noting that the incident came as the country ended celebrations to mark Black History Month. Prescod says there's a need for a major re-education of the black community.
It's about our consciousness, how we feel about ourselves. Do we really put the same value on ourselves that we put on other people that don't look like us? And you can only feel a sense of pride if you believe that you came from somewhere and that you have made a meaningful contribution over the years to the whole civilization of the world. Not only of your own race, but of the world. White people in Barbados believe that they have made the only positive contribution to the development of world civilization. Black people have acknowledged and have fallen victim to the teachings that they are inferior people, and because of this, they respond towards each other in a very negative manner.
Meantime, a watchman from Buttles Plantation has been sharing his experience with Barbados Today about an incident which took place during last Friday's search for Karen Harris. David Sam claims he was pursued by 3 white men who were part of Harris's search party into a cane field in St. George. Sam said the incident left him fearful and shaken.
After I run, after I going up, the man them put in his speed, chasing me down with the van. So I got my bicycle. I said no, if I run in the cane, they will still, I can't go along with the bicycle. So I had to just give up.
But you were armed anyway? You had anything other
no,
than the
only
stick?
the flashlight.
Only the flashlight you had?
They see me with the flashlight, you know, and they still run me down. They must expect, well, is what I watching, you know? Yeah.
But this would deter you from continue doing watchman work at night? You would stop?
No, that wouldn't stop me, man, because...
That's the means of employment.
the way how thing is, you know, to continue.
In other news, Barbados and some of its regional neighbors are in line to benefit from a $576,000 initiative to help fight the effects of climate change on the utilities sector. An agreement for an 18-month project was signed this morning between the Caribbean Electric Utilities Service Corporation, CARELEC, and the Inter-American Development Bank at the IDB country office in Welch's, Christchurch.
The continued high reliance on the production of energy using fossil fuels is not only costly to Caribbean households and businesses, it is also proven to be a major energy sustainability issue. The very infrastructure used to produce energy is being threatened by the effects of climate change, due in part to the impact of energy production using fossil fuel. Caribbean utilities are faced with the conundrum of when and how to invest to build resilience to adapt to the impact on energy infrastructure due to climate change.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter. That's the move for me. Stability, prosperity. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
To news from the region, officials in the Bahamas are looking forward to a high-level labor meeting in the hopes of finding ways to tackle the country's unemployment woes.
We have underemployment, we have a high level of unemployment. We have that sector throughout the world is being challenged right now, and that is the high levels of unemployment among the youth.
Yeah.
And even though we want to make sure and address the issue of high unemployment amongst our youth, we want to make sure that it's not done at the expense of our more seasoned workers. As you know, the challenge is, even though we find employment for the youth, if they're being hired through the displacement of those more senior persons, of course, that creates other challenges because those persons always find it more difficult to find a job.
That was the Bahamas' Minister of Labor, Shane Gibson. And finally, on the international scene, the Israeli Prime Minister today depicted Iran as a threat to the entire world and made it clear that a deal on the discussion on the country's nuclear program could pave its way to a bomb rather than block it. He made the comments as he delivered a speech to the U.S. Congress.
This deal has two major concessions. One, leaving Iran with a vast nuclear program. And two, lifting the restrictions on that program in about a decade. That's why this deal is so bad. It doesn't block Iran's path to the bomb, it paves Iran's path to the bomb.
That's our evening updates, but you can join us again tomorrow morning. Until then, remember to log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook. You can also catch us on Izumi Media in bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. Also tune in to Channel 101 Online TV, as well as Mix 96.9 FM to get all the latest news and sports. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Have a good evening, and we'll see you again tomorrow.
This news update is brought to you by...
So, I'm meeting Rico later. Gotta check in with the girls, but first, let me check my usage on the MyLime app. Now, what should I wear? Hashtag sexy. He's here.